What's going on? Red Sox fans, you gotta be feeling pretty good about this one. Rafael Devers has just signed a long-term extension to stay with the Boston Red Sox, so we're gonna break down Devers as a player and this contract. This is Smarter Baseball, where we deep dive into everything going on throughout Major League Baseball. If you enjoy the content and want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the page, and turn on notifications. You can also follow on social media. The links are in the description. Let's blow this thing up, blow past 500 subscribers, and take off from there. So we have third baseman Rafael Devers, who's only going into his age 26 season. He bats left, throws right, standing 6 foot, 240 pounds. This is an 11-year, $331 million extension to stay in Boston long-term. That comes out to roughly $30.1 million AAV. It's going to run from his age 26 through his age 36 seasons, because it's going to actually start this upcoming season. It's going to supersede the $17.5 million deal that he just signed to avoid arbitration. And this is going to run from next season all the way through 2033. Now, the reason Boston gets this done now, his service time just over 5 years, he was going to be a free agent after this 2023 season. Now, that's not happening until 2034. So far throughout his career, 689 games over this 6-year span, he's got a slash line of 283, 342, 512. That's good for an 854 OPS, and he's hit 139 home runs over that span. He holds a 358 WOBA, a 124 OPS plus, and 123 WRC plus, and he's racked up 15.2 BWAR and 18.1 FWAR, showing that this dude's a pretty damn good hitter. Now, while that 320 BABIP is pretty good on its own, all of these advanced power numbers are pretty insane, especially the home runs per fly ball, which was almost double the MLB average in 2022, let alone everything else being noticeably above average. Now, while you probably expect a power bat like this to be trying to launch fly balls, Devers is actually a pretty balanced hitter as far as like grounders, fly balls, line drives, all that. And he tends to hit the ball back up the middle more rather than trying to pull it or even just slap it the other way. Now, Devers has managed to avoid strikeouts a little bit above average over his career, but he does this by sacrificing how much he walks a little bit as well. Mainly because if the ball is relatively near the plate, and relatively I'm using very loosely there, Devers is gonna fucking swing at it, which pretty much makes all of his hitting numbers that much more impressive, because this dude is up there swinging at anything close. Devers is also starting to get some recognition on the field for what he's been doing, because in 2021 he was a Silver Slugger and he's been an All-Star each of the last 2 seasons. So let's take a look then at 2022, where he played 141 games, hitting 295, 358, 521 for an 879 OPS, hitting 42 doubles and 27 home runs. He jumped his WOBA up to 373, and his OPS plus and WRC plus were both 141, meaning he was just shy of being 1.5 times your normal offensive player. He racked up 4.4 BWAR and 4.9 FWAR, putting him just below that all-star level according to WAR, but we know that's not because of his offensive game. Now, the BABIP and some of these power numbers have stayed relatively the same, but the things that jump out for sure, his exit velo and hard hit percentage especially, have taken noticeable jumps, and the home runs per fly ball are now officially over double MLB average this year, so good job. Now, he's still spreading the ball across the field pretty much the same as he has. He's just turned a couple of these ground balls into more line drives, which is definitely helping. And he's doing this by hitting the ball back up the middle even more, and now going opposite field a little bit more as well. He's managed to cut down the strikeouts and actually walked a little bit more this year, right about average. And normally you would think then that, okay, he's being more patient at the plate. Absolutely fucking not. He's swinging even more. He's just gotten better at hitting whatever the hell gets thrown up at the plate at him. I don't know how he does this. All right, so offensively, we know this dude's a stud. He's basically the reincarnate of Vlad Guerrero, but what about defensively? According to Fangraph's advanced fielding numbers, his defensive runs saved and UZR per 150 have him both ranked 22nd out of 28 third basemen that played at least 500 innings in 2022, and his outs above average and runs above average, both negative by the way, were tied for 16th. His total defensive rating had him 17th, so he's in this like lower mid tier to anywhere to like approaching not good defensively. So then where does he rank versus MLB this season? Basically anything to do with hitting the ball, he's in the top 10% of all major league hitters. 90th plus percentile, exit velo, hard hit, expecteds. The only one outside of that is his barrel percentage, which is 82nd. And when you swing as often as he does, that's still pretty goddamn impressive. The strikeout rate is pretty good. He could still use more walks, but it's not terrible, especially when he is chasing and whiffing as often as he does, which is really bad, which just makes everything else so much more impressive. And then as far as defensively, I mean, we know he's not bringing a lot to the table. The sprint speed is extremely low. Outs above average was 24th percentile. Only his arm rating over at third base there in 51st percentile is about the only thing saving him. So with Devers, what you're paying for, well and clear, is that offense. He's not going to give you a whole lot defensively, but that's not why you're paying him. This is a guy that's going to go up and he's going to swing at damn near anything. And yeah, he's going to miss at a lot of them, but he's going to catch one of them, and watch out when he does. Now, we do see with guys like this that will come back to bite them later. When that bat speed maybe starts to slow down, the power's not there, this chase rate could be a big problem way later in his career. But the good thing with this deal is that this only goes through his age 36 season, not some of these big contracts that are going to take him until he's 40, 41, 42. It's kind of understood with these big long-term contracts that you're really only paying for the first couple of years when this guy's still in his prime, and then you're just going to eat a lot of this money towards the end of it when they get older and they slow down. But with signing Devers this early when he's only 26 and taking him only through his age 36 season, rather than some of these guys that were signing at 29, 30 years old and they're gonna be paid well into their 40s, now you're getting more prime years of Devers out of this contract, and you're paying for a lot less of those older years when he's going to slow down and the productivity is not going to be there. So this could actually end up working out really well for Boston. But now comment down below, what do you think about this extension? Is this a good deal for Devers? Is it a good deal for Boston? How is it going to play out over the length of this contract? As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoy the content and want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the page, turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on any future content coming up. You can help the channel grow and be a part of the foundation of this channel as we blow past 500 subscribers and keep going from there. You can also follow on social media. Links are down in the description. I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks again for watching and supporting the channel. I'll see you in the next one.